Welcome, everybody, to episode 109 of the Can Mania's Kill a Jedi podcast. I'm your co-host and bartender, Darth Salim.
And I'm your main host, the Artificial Dragon. And yes, this is our 109th episode of a podcast, everybody. At the time of his recording, we have reached 5.89k subscribers. I swear, if we upload this episode, we'll already be at 6k or even 7k by this time.
It's been 3 weeks since the last upload and we hit 5k. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is. I am flabbergasted, everybody.
Thank you for the support and all, but just...
I don't think Hannah could take it.
It's jaw-dropping.
It is.
We keep going up, and I'm just like,
How is this happening? Well, is the chart wrong? Am I holding it upside down?
Yeah, it's just awestruck.
Yeah, but with that aside, this is our 109th episode. This will be a very special Patreon episode, but before we get into it, we're going to do our obligatory self-promotions. If you guys love our content, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/canmail. Once again, that's patreon.com/canmail. You can contribute to any amount, the lowest being $2 and the highest being $10. The Discord is open to the public. Anybody can join. You can find the link to our Discord server in the description down below, or we'll put a tag in this video somewhere. Go ahead and join us. We will be talking about general Star Wars lore, share memes, or just bitching about your day with me and my co-host Celine, because we're all here to enjoy each other's company.
Now that it's spring break, I get to judge everyone who leaves House is Shitty.
Yeah, that is very fair.
You all get to judge with me.
Yeah, that is always a fun thing to do, especially when you're judging people who leave dental floss all over the place. Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, I haven't. Anyway, I shouldn't say what I found. Anyway.
That is very fair. But yeah, so, join our little community. I wouldn't say we're small, but we are slowly growing up there, and we could only grow bigger from here. So go ahead and join us. We are always looking forward to new members to join our little our little community in the making. But yes, we do also have a merch store. Go to fourthwall.com. We have our t-shirts, mugs, posters, stickers. Any little amount that you pay towards all of our merchandise goes directly to the art budget for our little thumbnail pieces, our Patreon art pieces. Everything that is contributed to the podcast and the Hunt for the Interact campaign comes from our own little art budget that you guys contribute, whether it is through the Patreon or for buying from our merch store. Every little amount helps.
Now that I finally have access to money, I need to buy myself a sticker.
That you do, Hannah. I got several on my computer over here, just representing.
I know. I think the big Mayo Droid sticker is gonna fit perfectly on my water bottle.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely, Hannah. But yeah, for this month's Patreon art piece, for the longest time, we've had our femme fatale, Nira, always best bae right now. But for St. Patrick's Day, we did something we changed it up from a different fan service to a different kind of fan service, specifically with a little Ewok wearing a leprechaun outfit, and he wants his gold. Yep.
So, gonna be referencing Dead Meat here. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dead Meat. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll ever listen to this, but, James, when he has kill counted the Leprechaun movies, he calls the Leprechaun little shit. So, yeah, Wicket is a little shit.
Yeah, Wicket is the little shit who wants his gold back.
Now!
Yep. Anyway, if you want to download this adorable creepy and scary looking Ewok with a leprechaun outfit, you could go ahead and contribute to our highest tier, which is the consolers for $10 a month. It will give you immediate access to all the previous Patreon art pieces, including Nira in her cocktail dress, and several other characters. And
Liel.
Liel, the original Bae of the Star Wars alternate universe. She's also available. But yeah, go ahead, download the posters, pretty please. Oh yeah, at the time of his recording, exactly 24 hours ago, we did our recent Hunt for the Innerad campaign.
That we did.
It's been a little bit of a chaotic session, but don't worry, if you missed out, the live stream is still available for you guys to look back on. Make sure if you want to stay up to date with our little campaign, just, make sure to look at the previous episodes. Any likes and any views would be greatly appreciated. And while I'm here, I'm going to give a shout out to all of our highest tier patrons of a consular tier. We have Alan Lee, Alan Martinez, Balin Forn, Y Wolves, Darth Vapor, Dr. Embaz, Gobs, Heretical Hatter, Josh Travis, Lee Fott, Mandua Lessons, Milo, Strawberry Possum, Vi Grey Jedi Raven, Trainboy 17, Tristan Age, and Ultrasound 7. Thank you everybody so much for supporting our podcast for the past 5 years, and I hope you are looking forward to more shenanigans and content like this.
I'm sure that list is going to get bigger.
It will get bigger, and oh boy, when... I swear, I'm going to have, if it gets any bigger, Hannah, I'm probably going to have to invent an all-new tier list altogether. But before we get into our special episode, going to do your own self-promotion.
Right. I forgot. Sorry. Support Celine's Cantina, pretty please.
Yeah.
Like I said last time, slowly getting back into the swing of things. I may not be posting as much, but I'm constantly reblogging funny shit and other people's OCs to, help show off other people's stuff. And, so just send in asks. Keep them relatively simple. Like, just ask about this person's backstory or, how did this person and this person meet? That way, it doesn't burn me out.
Yeah, that's very fair. She will be a little bit slow on responding to your questions, but she is reading every one question that you send to her.
Absolutely.
So don't worry, she's not ignoring you. She's just taking her sweet time as a writer / creative mastermind. Anyway, with that aside, Hannah, so this special Patreon episode has been voted for by our lovely Patreon supporter, Gobs. Yeah, it's been a recent obsession for the crew.
He's been bugging us about this one, but it's fun.
It's been everybody in the Hunt for the Innerad campaign has been obsessed with this certain topic. And what is this topic, Hannah?
Little murder bun Rugen wants to go to Biscuit Baron.
The Biscuit Baron! Yay! We're finally doing something new in the podcast where we're not talking about a faction or a history of something. We will be, for the first time ever on this podcast, we will be talking about an establishment, or in other words, McDonald's of Star Wars.
I think that's cool. I mean, you wouldn't think at first glance or whatever that fast food would exist in Star Wars because future technology, they probably do the Back to the Future hydrated and it's immediately a full fucking pizza thing.
But then again, if we know anything about a lot of movies back in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, they'll probably go the dark route, with Soy Green.
No, not Soy Green, Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is people!
Soylent Green is people!
Fortunately, there's not too many cases of that in the Star Wars universe. That's more of Warhammer 40K's repertoire, especially with cornstarch, Hannah.
Oh, great.
But we're not here to talk about cornstarch. We're here to talk about the Biscuit Baron. And yes, the Biscuit Baron is basically the as I said very eloquently, the McDonald's of Star Wars. I mean, it's not completely Mike McDonald's. Of course, you got the logo with the Biscuit Baron himself with his funky glasses and everything.
We did, our dinner was fitting tonight.
It was very fitting. Specifically, we went to Jack in the Box.
Yep, we went to Jack in the Box.
We didn't do McDonald's tonight because it's still a little bit expensive over there. So we went for the next best thing, basically.
This was cheaper.
It was a little bit cheaper, but anyway. But yes, let's go ahead and get into the Biscuit Baron. It is going to be a little bit short to give you a heads up, Hannah.
That's fine.
By
It's here in East.
that is very fair. So the Biscuit Baron is a dining establishment and was named for the title held by the leading member of House Tag. The Biscuit Baron is what you would call a fast food franchise in the Star Wars universe, and as such, it offered a variety of foodstuffs. Customers who visit the restaurant are not exactly required to wear formal attire because, it's just a casual setting like you would see in any fast food joint. There was this very funny quote that Lando Calrissian used to describe a certain bounty hunter named Foon. The more successful hunters, Fett, Valiance, Cypher. They're usually the ones with the fearsome reputations and get-ups. All they have to do is walk into a room and people tell them whatever they want. But not you. No one's heard of you. You hardly carry any weapons, and you dress like you're going out for lunch at the Biscuit Baron.
It's like you look like you're gonna go out and get something to eat.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it's not about this bounty hunter, but it gives you a nice little idea of what the quote-unquote formal attire is like for the Biscuit Baron.
Meaning none.
None at all. You could be wearing your fucking PJs or something.
Say, you can walk in wearing your pajamas.
Yeah. There's even a air speeder pickup lanes, basically your little drive-thrus over there, allowing the customers.
Of course.
To
it's just like in The Fifth Element.
Exactly. Quick access to food without leaving the comfort of their vehicles. Each branch of a Biscuit Baron could come in many different designs, such as the one on Solus being cylindrical in shape and topped by a large dome that displayed the huge B on the front of it.
Ha, instead of the M.
Instead of the M, yeah. Though each branch itself, as you see with a lot of restaurants, depending on state to state, they could look very different, though each share certain characteristics, such as, having several kitchens and the expansive dining area.
Fun, a little off tangent, but still relevant to the topic. Fun fact, here in Arizona, we have a unique McDonald's.
Yeah, that we do, yeah.
In Sedona, the yellow is too... It doesn't fit the environment, so they legally changed it to turquoise.
Yeah, I remember that McDonald's.
Yes. I don't know if it's still around, but I remember that was a thing here in Sedona. So it's like somewhat local.
Now I'm just imagining what the Biscuit Baron would look like on Nar Shaddaa. Would it have like neon lights or something like that to fit into the aesthetic, the cyberpunk aesthetic of Nar Shaddaa?
Absolutely.
That would be funny too. I wouldn't say funny. It would be nice to see visualized, so to speak, if you know what I mean. But yeah, these restaurants often attracted crews of bulk freighters who had little money to spend. Like, I got like 4 or 5 credits.
If only McDonald's was that cheap again. The dollar menu doesn't even exist anymore.
No, it does not, unfortunately. Womp womp, but oh well. Well, no, like, I will send you a couple of pictures, but of the Biscuit Baron and with the logo and everything and the establishment, because yeah, if you see that second image, it straight up looks like a cartoonish McDonald's.
Yes, it does.
I know the image is kind of low quality, but you could see what that visualizes.
It's obvious what it's mimicking.
Yeah, exactly. Among the products that the Biscuit Baron sells, their most popular one is the Banfa Breakfast Biscuit, which when described to a droid, one customer said it's comparable to the best oil bath you've ever had. And it's notable for its longevity because, the preservatives in it and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just like fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. The Bantha breakfast biscuit, that's... try saying that 3 times fast.
The breakfast biscuit.
So the breakfast biscuit is also eaten frequently with blue sauce, which greatly enhances the taste of a breakfast biscuit. I imagine it's like Star Wars ketchup or something along those lines.
I suppose.
I'm just imagining the blue sauce is just Bantha milk or something.
Ew.
It doesn't give me much details, but it's like, here's the biscuit, and it frequently comes with a blue sauce. Take with that as you will, Hannah.
Okay.
The other meals that they have available are the Jolly Meals, which are food bundles for children. So Happy Meals. Pretty much Happy Meals from McDonald's. Other bundles can be seen with Quick Snacks and Quick Snacks Light, which during the Separatist crisis came with commemorative hollow cubes depicting historical figures in the restaurant's Heroes of the Republic campaign.
Toys.
Yeah, pretty much toys. Your marketable plushies or marketable toys, whatever. What have you.
I remember when I was a kid being so fucking hyped over going into McDonald's and seeing what toys they had out for like the latest movie or whatever. It's like, oh my god, I want to collect them all.
And in this case, they're just getting collectibles of previous Supreme Chancellors and Jedi Masters.
It's so cool though.
It is still pretty cool. I wish they had put more in-depth lore on the Biscuit Baron. Ironically enough, even though it's kind of a funny little detail, I would like to know more about the Biscuit Baron and all that.
Oh, I'm sure you'll come up with something.
Yeah.
If it's one thing we know about you, you know how to expand on something completely obscure.
Well, thank you, Hannah.
I mean, look at that ego.
That is very true. There are still many things I need to add to that shit. But anyway, the Biscuit Baron, ironically enough, for a fast food establishment, serves a unique beverage called Arby's, also called Jawa Juice. It's described as a sharp and bitter alcoholic beverage.
A fast food joint that serves alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, ironically enough, for a fast food restaurant.
That is so funny. That's knowing your customer base. Get them drunk, they'll buy your food to cure the hangover.
In the words of a private investigator, if you want juicy conversation in a hot cup of Arby's, come to Dexter's Diner. If you want a good cup of Arby's, try Biscuit Baron.
This is a fast food coffee, okay.
Around the Galactic Civil War, the Biscuit Baron was the largest dining establishment in existence. Being found on numerous worlds such as Coruscant, Solist, Kominor. 2 of these worlds probably don't ring a bell for you, but it could pretty much be anywhere in the galaxy. Not everywhere, but anywhere in the galaxy far, far away.
Just like how McDonald's, you can find one anywhere in the world.
Exactly, even in motherfucking Japan.
Well, of course.
The Biscuit Baron is very, very popular because, number one, it helped that the food was very cheap, especially when compared to alternatives, to the point that 5 credits could buy a customer an entire feast.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. However, according to one guide, the food was very bland. Which tracks for fast food restaurants, in all honesty.
Well, I mean, it depends on if they fry their fries in beef tallow.
That is very true. Or they just unfroze it or whatever.
Yeah, frozen food, nah.
Nah.
Fry your fries in beef tallow, now you got my attention.
Yeah. Despite the popularity of the Bantha breakfast biscuit, I know, BBB, it became notable for causing the destruction of an entire world.
Oh.
So there's this funny little story. There's this Celestin pilot by the name of Bungo Bung who made a side job transporting 40 cases of BBB along with a complimentary blue sauce to this world called Gastrella. However, he soon found that certain elements within Gastrella's atmosphere had adverse side effects to the preservatives in the breakfast biscuit.
What the fuck?
So basically, this chemical reaction led to the creation of an ammonoid creature simply called the giant amorphous bantha breakfast biscuit. Your more fucking face.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, if you fun fact, if you introduce this very common food to this certain world, kaboom, we got a giant slime monster after you that will eat your entire world.
Oh, great. It's the blob.
It's basically the blob, but it has cute little bantha horns. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, I need to see this. Oh my god!
That thing ate an entire world, by the way.
It's so cute! Look at how little it is. I don't care. It's a cute world eater.
This is not an isolated incident, however. As it turns out, there was this one chef who placed a BBB into an auto chef, so basically like a rice cooker or whatever. And the process essentially bonded the preservatives with the bantha genetic material, also creating this creature who proceeded to eat the chef.
Oh.
After the incident, the Biscuit Baron's parent company restricted shipping of the bantha breakfast biscuit to certain other worlds, claiming they were, quote, inadequately prepared to delight in this yummy breakfast delicacy.
Quote unquote, only available in certain places.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. The Galactic Empire, fun fact, considered military applications of this beast.
Oh god, of course they did.
But the one thing that could destroy this thing was the complimentary blue sauce.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Okay, so it's in this story where the Solacin is like, take this, and he squirts the blue sauce at the bantha thingy, and it just disintegrates into a sludge.
This is the kind of shit you would see as a comic on, like, a piece of fucking bubblegum.
Pretty much. That's pretty much the impression I get with a majority of the story behind the Biscuit Baron, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
It's very funny.
And unfortunately, that is normally where our episode would end, because there's not a whole lot on the Biscuit Baron. Now, let me ask you something, Hannah. Do you want to know who inspired the logo behind the Biscuit Baron?
Sure.
We'll do that in the next episode. So, anyway.
Wait, fucking, excuse you, get back here.
Fake out, Hannah. I lied! This is gonna be a character episode. Gobs requested this personally because he knew there was not enough material for the Biscuit Baron. So we're talking about the Biscuit Baron himself. And I am going to send you a picture because, truth be told, it is going to be another instance of Lamau. May I introduce to you, Hannah, Orman Tag.
What the fuck are those glasses?
I know, he's got the weirdest motherfucking shades in the entire galaxy.
They look like weird-ass 3D glasses.
They kind of do. I mean, you know, I'm not... it's been a while since we watched any Godzilla movies together, but they remind me of the Exilians from Final Wars, where they have those weird wraparound shades. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what it reminds me of Orman Tag over here. So Orman Tag, he is kind of...
Look at that chin.
Orman Tag, he is a fascinating... not fascinating in the way that you're thinking of. I'm just going to say this flat out, Hannah. Ormond Tag is your classic Saturday morning cartoon villain. He was created during the early days of a Star Wars franchise. Back in 1977 in the Marvel comics specifically.
Damn.
Yeah, so with his story, it sounds over the top and so cartoonishly evil. It's kind of hard to take him seriously, but he's also kind of a fun villain, if it makes any sense.
It reminds me of, classic 90s Sailor Moon villain of the week.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of those kinds of villains.
That's funny.
And here's a nice little quote that kind of personifies him in a nutshell. Getting even is one of the great fossil fuels of life, Brother Silas.
Damn.
Yeah, he is straight to the point macho villain.
Okay.
So just to give you a little bit of context, the Tag Company, I'll send you another picture of a Tag Company. It is kind of a huge deal in the Star Wars universe. I'm not sure what would be a good... Okay, it's another one of those mega corporations, like the Trade Federation, the Techno Union, so on and so forth.
Okay.
The Tag Company is one of the most powerful and influential megacorps in the entire galaxy, and it is owned by House of Tag, which is a group of wealthy human nobles, which Ormond Tag is a part of. I would love to do an episode on the House of Tag because they are super duper interesting, but we're going to focus on Ormond Tag. But just to give you a little bit of perspective, the Tag Company has its hands in nearly everything. Weapons, droids, shipbuilding, computer systems, mining, transportation, racing, and yes, even restaurants.
Not surprising.
Yeah,
It reminds me of Arasaka from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that is very true. Very dystopian when you put it that way. That is very true. The head of this powerful noble house and the company is Baron Ormond Tay. I always find myself saying Tage because I can't take the last name Tag very seriously. Because, I don't know, does Tage sound a little bit more intimidating?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay, that's just me then. Anyway, there we go with me. Anyway, so his face, obviously, is the basis for the stylized logo of the Biscuit Baron. Now, this is where we start with his story. Ormond Tag was born 38 years before the Battle of Yavin. So he was born like 4 years before the invasion on Naboo and all that.
Okay.
The young Ormond was groomed to take the place of a baron of his house, where he was the center of awe by most of his siblings, except for Silas. To give you a nice little perspective, Ormond is the more passionate, old-fashioned macho man of the two, while Silas, he's the cold, logical scientist type.
Okay.
He sees everything with logic, while Ormond, he was much more of the helpless romantic, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Though the favoritism from his parents wasn't completely unfounded, for in his teenage years, Ormond proved to be a genius, and just before the Clone Wars, he designed the L8-L9 combat droid, which was a model meant to be used by the Republic. If you want to know more about the L8-L9 combat droid, watch the Dark Trooper Project episode, just to give you a little bit of perspective. So yeah, if you technically think about it, Ormond Tag inspired the creation of the Dark Trooper Project. So he's kind of a big deal.
That's so fucking weird if you think about it.
It is very weird when you think about it, considering how cartoonishly evil he is.
Yes.
But despite knowing that battle droids were considered illegal in the Republic at this time, Ormond was very confident in his creation's prowess. But unfortunately, Ventress destroyed his dream child pretty easily in the gladiatorial arena. Despite that, though, Ormond would become Baron of the House of Tag at a remarkably young age of 17.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and several months later, he would be approached by Armand Assard, the director of the Senate Bureau of Intelligence and father for future director of the ISB, Yassine Assard.
I thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah, that's her dad that approached Orman Tag.
Not as suspicious of everyone like his kid is.
It's kind of 50-50.
Okay.
So basically, good old Assard wanted to recruit the most brilliant minds the Republic had to offer, and he looked at Orman Tag, and he's like, you got a pretty big brain. You want to join our little club? Fuck yeah. So basically, he was responsible for creating a technological edge over the Techno Union, which is a company that's sided with the CIS and everything. He would begin to expand his enterprise into the corporate sector, eventually inspiring the creation of a corporate sector authority, which is basically the police force of that sector, and diversifying Tag Corporation into other fields. As the Republic became the Empire, this is the part that everybody kind of loved Orman Tag in our D&D group.
Okay.
Because let's just say this guy has an ego that could eclipse a supernova.
Okay.
Here we go. As the Republic became the Empire, Orman Tag had his company forge a more legitimate alliance with his new power. And in a meeting with Palpatine himself, he made it clear that he had ambitions to become not only his most loyal servant, but as his right-hand man. And we already know who Palpatine's right-hand man is.
Thrawn.
Orman Tag, even
shit.
like he was having this discussion with Palpatine. He's all like, "Hey, Palpatine, I could make a better right-hand man than that tool that is Darth Vader over there."
Oh, I didn't even fucking think of Vader.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, oh, gunning for Thrawn's position. No. Vader's
No, he's
right
going
there.
straight for the second in command.
I just had picture Vader standing behind Palpatine, or standing like someone behind next to Palpatine, just like the audacity of this motherfucker.
From what I can tell, Vader was not there for this specific meeting. This is kind of a closed-off private conversation they had.
It'd still be fucking funny.
It would be very funny.
Died of laughing.
Careful not to choke on your aspirations, Orman. Anyway, Orman, he believed himself to be Vader's better, not at all intimidated by the mechanical enforcer.
Oh my god. Balls of steel.
He legit fought him to be nothing more but a blunt instrument and incapable of running more complex tasks like running the Empire's commerce.
Well, that's not what Anakin does anyway.
That is very true, but still, the ego on this man.
Yes, I know. Fuck.
And Palpatine, he understood. I just imagine Palpatine is like, I'll take this into considetation, Orman. I'll get back to you on that. That's basically what he did to Orman.
I picture after he left, he just still sits dying on his desk.
Despite this, Orman felt more emboldened and confident that the Emperor saw his potential, and despite being warned by many members of his family about Vader's and the Emperor's mystical powers, Orman was unfazed and considered the Force mere superstition.
He does not give a flying fuck.
No, he does not. He at one point called Darth Vader a crazy mechanical wizard. However,
I just picture a big old stamp of dead on his picture. It's like, okay.
Well, we're about to get to that part, Hannah. Speaking of people who want Vader's position, Orman's comments about Vader were secretly recorded by pretty boy Prince Zizor himself.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do an episode about Prince Zizor because he's also interested. Zizor got this recording and he's all like, haha, I'm going to use this blackmail on you and tattletale you to Darth Vader himself. And you could imagine how pissed Vader was.
Of course.
Like, he straight up went to a random facility that Orman was overseeing. Mm-hmm. paraded by his own Nagori bodyguards, by the way. Nogri bodyguards. And he went up to Orman and he's like, I've heard these lovely comments you made about me, Orman Tag. And Orman Tag's like, no, never, Darth Vader. Like he's doing everything he can to placate him. And he made the dumb decision. Like, he was placating him, but he was kind of inciting that he's a lot more smarter than Vader. But Vader, he was not taking any of it. He force choked the fuck out of him, took out his lightsaber, and slashed his eyes out.
Oh, so he just blinded him.
He permanently blinded him. And
ouch.
And that is yeah, exactly. Fortunately, Vader was merciful enough to let him live, but you could imagine how painful that would be for Orman.
Not only, okay, we all know Vader's power, especially at this point in his life.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine the little amount of effort and some control he had to do rather than just cut his fucking head off.
Just a straight up decapitation. I imagine Vader didn't kill his ass because he was still useful to the Emperor.
Yeah, I know, but still, he blinded him. He didn't decapitate him.
Number one.
He was holding back.
And number two, he wanted to send a motherfucking message to anybody else who wants to take his position.
Yes.
Like, when Orman got the fuck out of there with some help, Vader was all like, if I ever cross your paths with you again, I will kill you.
He better have taken that seriously.
You would think. But let me ask you, what do you think Orman Tag did after this?
He went and he kept poking the bear.
Well, not quite, but he is thinking about dethroning Darth Vader in more subtle ways.
Oh, great.
Or more showmanship, if you will. So number one, after his encounter with Darth Vader, Orman Tag became more determined than ever to become Vader's better, and he would be forced to wear his pair of cyber vision goggles. That's the origin story behind his sunglasses.
I see.
That's the only way he could see anything around him. Thus, to begin his path, he proceeded to, I shit you not, construct his own lightsaber.
How the fuck?
He's a rich ass motherfucker.
But he can't wield it.
There are some images where he has his own lightsaber. Yes, this is back in the day when the Star Wars was starting off. So the lore behind the lightsaber wasn't concrete back then.
That's so... He's like the Joker. He's like the Joker in Batman the Animated Series.
Exactly. This is why I called him a Saturday morning villain, Hannah.
Absolutely.
He constructed his own lightsaber, and he legitimately began practicing with it, to the point he even studied the 5 forms of lightsaber combat himself.
Borked.
And he did this hoping to one day beat Vader in lightsaber combat and strike him down where he stood.
He's going to be facing off against a master of Form 1. He's fucked.
Yeah. Ironically, despite calling himself Vader's better and a technical genius, you could probably tell he has a couple of screws loose, to put it simply.
No shit.
He's also very emotionally driven, just like Vader. If this motherfucker was force sensitive, he would have... I wouldn't say he would have been a good Sith, but he could have been a Sith acolyte of some sort.
Possibly. Until Palpatine decided he's not fun anymore.
That is very true. That is very true. But in moments of frustration, Orman would pull out his lightsaber and slash apart any miscellaneous machinery that was just in his way that day. Doesn't that remind you of another certain Star Wars villain?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is Saturday morning cartoon villain. Orman was very passionate. Like, he is the kind of guy who loves eating refined foods as opposed to food paste like his logical brother Silas does. So Orman he cares only about himself. We've already established this before. He sees most of his family as useful tools that he could use at his whim. Though there is one positive aspect about Orman. He legitimately loved his younger sister, Domina Tag.
Okay.
Domina Tag, I would love to talk about her one of these days. Not so much her Legends version, but her canon version. She is a whole different character. She is so badass. He loved his sister so much that he didn't want her to become part of a bureaucratic nonsense that is the Empire and the Tag Corporation. There was this one moment where Silas brought up the idea of marrying her away into an imperial family to get more political esteem or prestige or something like that. And for the mere fact of mentioning it, Orman flat out smacked the fuck out of Silas. He was like, I leave my sister out of this, Silas.
Like, don't you touch our baby sister.
Exactly. He is the protective older brother when it comes to Domina.
Goofy ass fucking villain. Cocky's all shit, but a good big brother.
Yeah, that is the more endearing aspect of Orman Tage that I will commend him for, at least.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is very
interesting. This is how you make a goofy character, but a complex character.
Exactly. To the point where he basically sent Domina off to this religious order called the Order of a Sacred Circle, which is basically Buddhist monks, but in space.
Okay.
After the destruction of the Death Star, yes, I know, we're flashing forward a little bit, Orman found his opportunity to upstage Darth Vader, and with the Imperial blockade over Yavin 4, it became very difficult for the Empire because Yavin Prime, the gas giant that is orbiting around, it is causing a lot of anomalies, let's just say. And Orman's like, hey, Papa Palpy, I have this secret weapon that we could use to upstage for rebels, so on and so forth. I won't go into the details, but let's just say it did not work. Luke Skywalker came in and destroyed his shiny new toy.
Insert Han's quote from the last episode.
Which one? That's not how the Force works?
Build a giant super web. The Empire would have built.
That entire
name
quote.
It the Emperor's nose, etc.
And if some cocky pilot would just blow it the fuck up.
Exactly.
I love that Han Solo quote so much. Anyway, and now Orman has a new person that he wants to rip to shreds, and that is Luke Skywalker. How ironic that he would hate the son of Darth Vader as well.
Not even know it.
Not even knowing it. He's all like, why? I just imagine his eye is twitching like this. Like, why am I twitching? It's just a motherfucking farm boy. What the fuck?
Like, it's just some kid.
It's just some kid. And then later, Orman's plan to destroy the rebellion was thwarted by Luke. He attempted other plans to destroy the Rebel Alliance because this is Marvel Comics. He's kind of a reoccurring villain. There was this new super weapon that his brother created called the Omega Frost. A weapon that could turn the surface of any world, even the scorching hot sands of Tatooine, into ice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's basically Mr. Freeze's freeze gun, but on a bigger scale.
Okay.
And then Luke found out about it, destroyed it, and Orman's like, curse you, Luke! Long story short, he had one last confrontation with Luke Skywalker. They had a lightsaber duel. But at the time, Luke Skywalker was under the effects of an illusion, so he thought he's fighting Darth Vader himself. But then after he struck Darth Vader down, he's like, oh shit, it's this guy with the funky sunglasses, what the fuck? And Luke felt very bad about this, and that's unfortunately the end for Orman Tag. He never got his chance to dethrone Darth Vader, and he was killed by the Dark Lord's own son. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
However, Domina Tag hated Luke for striking down her older brother and swore vengeance.
You took everything from me. I don't even know you.
I don't even know you? Who the fuck are you, you redhead? I do wonder if I'll fall in love with another redhead in the future. But yeah, that is basically the episode on the Biscuit Baron himself. I know, even with that was a fairly short episode, but you got any thoughts, Hannah?
It went from 20 minutes to 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's better than nothing.
That is better than nothing. Of course, I'm kind of skipping over a good majority of what Ormond Tag has done, because the corporate sector is a whole other thing we'll have to talk about in its own episode. But he's not one of my favorite villains out there, but goddamn is he goofy.
He reminds me of Hercule Satan.
Hercule Satan.
From Dragon Ball.
That is... Goddamn, I never thought I would hear the day we would be comparing Ormond Tag with Hercule Satan from Dragon Ball Z.
I can't help but make that comparison.
That is very funny, and I commend you for that, Hannah. Truth be told, though, I do think Domina Tag is a more interesting villain compared to her older brother, at least in canon. Ironically enough, Ormond Tag appears only once in the modern Marvel comics. Domina Tag is the one who takes center stage. She is badass. I love this woman. I'll give you a couple of pictures of her, but she is badass. She has her own prototype wrist-mounted plasma blade.
Oh, that's really cool.
It is very cool.
Interesting outfit with the boob armor. But that second picture, she looks eerily close to a certain redhead we all know and love.
Exactly, yeah.
Give her green eyes and she's Mara's twin.
Yeah, pretty much. The interesting thing about Domina Tag is that she's the pure embodiment of that Rorschach scene. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me! Because at one point, I know I'm going off tangent with this, but I love this character so much. She is surrounded by like 4 Ubez bounty hunters who were hired to kill her ass. And she straight up just beat them up, gained their respect, and she's like, you work for me now. Yes, ma'am. She is awesome, but I would...
She's got that Cersei energy.
That she does, yeah. Domina Tag is awesome. Ormond Tag, I'll give you respect for introducing the tag name, but take a chill pill, my dude. Seriously, take a chill pill. You're fine where you are. Do you know how stressful it is being the second in command of the Emperor?
Vader's lucky he can't die from stress.
That is very true. But that is our episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? Or in this case, I could use a breakfast biscuit right about now. Hopefully it doesn't turn into an amorphous blob.
Let's go get a jelly meal. I want to see what toy I get.
I would love to one day do a commission of Jolly Meal toys, especially for our Hunt for the Interact campaign. That would be so awesome.
That would be so cute.
But other than that, hope everybody enjoyed this quirky little episode. Thank you, Gobs.
This was really chillax.
It was very chillax, and Gobs and the rest of the Hunt for the Interact campaign crew, I could understand why you like Ormond Tag. He is so motherfucking goofy. I almost forgot about the man until today.
So now we can finally go to a Biscuit Baron in-game.
Yes, we can. And looking forward to the shenanigans that happens with that.
Rugen just wants his jolly meal.
But with that, shouldn't we do a little bit of an announcement for our next episode?
We've been doing it recently, so sure.
So, it's just something that me and my co-host have been bouncing around. April is right around the corner. We have thought about it, making it a surprise, but might as well throw a character that everybody in the fan base hates. We did it with Ormond Ta last year.
Orn Free-Ta, what the fuck?
What the fuck was I thinking?
What is your major malfunction?
Orn Ta last year. This year, we will be talking about the bastard sister of a certain Duchess of Mandalore. I am so looking forward to that.
I am too. We're going to be roasting a certain redhead.
That we will. Hey. Anyway.
You're a ginger. You're not a redhead.
Anyway, hope you guys loved this episode. We will see you on April 1st. Bye-bye.
Bye.